What's going on, guys? John and Jeff here with Best Price Nutrition. Visit the website, BestPriceNutrition.com. Make sure you're on our email list, SMS list. We do a lot of sales, a lot of giveaways. Let you guys know about new products we're bringing in. And today we got another new product. This one from NutraBio. NutraBio has been rolling out a lot of new products lately, especially a lot of the single ingredient stuff.
Yes,
which is kind of cool. Today we're going to be talking about PeakO2, and this is an interesting one. We get a lot of people calling and even coming into the store that's connected to our office here, asking about things for endurance.
A lot of times.
A ton, right?
Yes.
And a lot of people are looking for pro hormones for endurance, which, you know, people say one test gives them a little bit more, but it's not really something you take for endurance. And with pre-workouts, I don't know if you ever noticed this, but sometimes I'm like stimmed out in the head, but it doesn't really translate to body energy.
Yeah, or you take your pre-workout too early and you crash in the middle of your workout, which is never good.
So it's nice to have. This is a popular ingredient in a lot of the newer pre-workouts, is they're adding PeakO2 to pre-workouts, but it's nice to have a standalone. There weren't a whole lot of these on the market before. I think maybe SNS had one, and that was about it. What this is best known for is improving oxygen utilization in the body, and also improving endurance. And in just a minute here, Jeff's going to go into some of the studies about how it does improve endurance, but just a little bit of info about PeakO2. I'm going to kind of cheat here and look at my notes. PeakO2 is a premium patented branded blend of 6 different mushrooms, and it was created by a company called Compound Solutions, which also came up with teacrine, which is in a lot of pre-workouts, as well as Carb 10. And the mushrooms included in PeakO2 are cordyceps, reishi, king trumpet, shiitake, lion's mane, and turkey tail.
Wow. You're a big mushroom fan.
I love mushrooms.
Yes.
Especially lion's mane.
Lion's mane. Yeah. He actually got me into growing mushrooms, I think.
We both got the lion's mane
skills,
right?
Yeah. It was very interesting. It was good. He made his better than me.
So what do the studies tell us?
Yeah, so again, you know, this can be used by endurance athletes, or even if you just work out, you're lifting, but like CrossFitters can really benefit from this as well. So there was actually quite a few university studies on this, and I'm going to look at my notes as well. So there was one clinical study that was done with weightlifters for 21 days. Now they took 4 grams per day, which this is 60 servings, and 2 grams per serving. So this will give you 1 month at the dosage that these clinical studies are based on. So 21 days, they took 4 grams per day, and versus the placebo group, they increased their power output by 17.6%. That's pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you're a guy that's, you know, whether you're doing CrossFit, because I know, you know, my wife does CrossFit, and you're doing a lot of heavy lifts quickly, and you don't want to run out of energy, this would be a great one, because you're putting out more power, and you've got more endurance. There was also one with cyclists. So at the University of North Carolina as well, 28 cyclists. They did 6 3-minute sprints. Now this again was with 4 grams, same dosage that's in here. And they looked at time to exhaustion. So this was, half the group was placebo and half the group used PeakO2. So the group that used the PeakO2 improved their time of exhaustion by 70 seconds. And again, this was based on 3-minute sprints, so that's a hefty amount. And this was compared to only 5 seconds improvement in the placebo group. So that's pretty impressive if you're, you know, running or cycling or anything like that.
No, absolutely. And you know, there were a number of other studies, even on, because I think they were curious whether smaller dosages would still have good effects. And it's not quite as dramatic as a full 4-gram serving, but even at, I believe they did studies at 1, 2, and 3 grams. Either way, those were impressive results as well. So even if you took the just a 2-gram serving, you're definitely going to get more endurance from that as well.
Exactly.
And, you know, one thing I forgot to mention, another thing they mentioned with this, it helps decrease lactate, which is, we're all kind of confused about lactate versus lactic acid, but I think probably the best example, if you're doing like a flexed arm hang, and you feel that like burn in your biceps, supposedly this should kind of decrease that and give you a little bit of added endurance there as well.
Did you watch the show, The Physical 100?
Oh, no.
No.
The Netflix one?
Yes.
I mean,
the first competition, they had to hang as long as they could from these.
Right.
And I think the longest one was like 48 minutes.
Well, something like that. I feel like you drop from pain normally before you really hit exhaustion.
They would have took this, they probably could have lasted quite a bit longer. But yeah, so this is available in a capsule and powder form, depending on how you like to take it. You know, the two ways, after reading these studies, I think I'm going to try this. But the two ways I would probably do it is maybe on your regular, you know, your heavy stim pre-workout, you could add these or add the powder. It's flavorless.
Which one? Which would you grab? Would you get the capsules or would you?
I'd probably do this just because it's easy to throw into a pre-workout, you know. But the other option I think I'm going to start recommending people is, because a lot of people, you don't want to take pre-workouts constantly because your body's going to get used to it and you're going to have to take more and more and more. So normally I'll take it for a few months and I'll take maybe a few weeks off of pre-workouts that are high stim, and you could replace them with something like this. Usually we recommend like Adrenal Care to redo the adrenals, but you can stack it with something like PeakO2 if you still want the endurance, you still want that energy and that power output, but without the stimulants.
We notice, I say, I kind of try to avoid taking a pre-workout unless I like absolutely need it. So this would be something good for daily, and in the days when I'm kind of dragging and need that kind of kick in the butt, then it's going to save the pre-workout for those days.
Yeah, definitely. So, overall, great workout, or a great, supplement. And again, if you're an endurance athlete or those CrossFitters, I know we got CrossFitters watching, this is definitely something you should try and see what kind of performance gains you get from it.
So we will link down in the description box below to both the powder form as well as the capsule form if you guys are interested in picking these up. And get anything else to add, Jeff?
No, if you have questions for either one of us, you can post them down below and we're going to be here answering them as soon as possible.